What the 3P doesn't want you to know. Stick around till the end because you really need to listen to this audio. I have so much to say, and you better believe it's going to be top notch. Like and subscribe if you're new to this channel. On this channel, you will learn more than anywhere else. I promise this is not just clickbait. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles so that I can help people of all walks of life manifest their goals. It isn't as complex as people make it out to be in the stratosphere out there of coaching and manifestation coaches and this and that and the other. Everybody's into complicating shit. So I'm for making it as simple as possible. I've been doing my research as a coach for 9 years and as a person for the last 15 years, doing my own deep dive. And what I've created for my audience on YouTube, the coaching program that I've created is unlike any other coaching program because it works every single time if you show up ready to rock and roll, ready to work, eager to change your life. It's a 3-step process. First, we embark on covering your history. Very important for me as a coach to get to know you as a person. What makes you you? In other words, what kinds of beliefs you hold on to? What are the automatic assumptions? What is all of that makes your world right now and why it isn't working? So I start with childhood all the way up until today. And in the process, of course, I teach you tricks, I teach you energy work, whatever comes up that will be useful to you. But I just want to illustrate the 3 steps that are kind of like illustrative of the overall process. But in between, I teach you things for sure because I take care of my clients 3 zillion%. So we cover the history. We then need to process the emotions that are associated with that story, with that timeline, this person that you're trying not to be anymore. I've been there. It's like it's playing on a loop, the same fucking episode over and over. So you need to disconnect from that. How do you do it? We process emotions. I do it with my clients one-on-one. Part of the amazing gift, I suppose, or the benefit of the coaching is that if this person resonates with you, you will be able to process your drama, trauma, panorama, as I call it, in such a way that you will change its meaning. Okay, it will receive a different spin. Like you're so bogged down right now by your beliefs that it's impossible for you to see your life any other way. And I understand that. And again, I've been there. But in coaching, the gift of coaching is that you have a perspective of a person, first of all, who's done it with like thousands of people, but also it's a different perspective. So by changing the meaning, by disembarking from that timeline, you're giving yourself an amazing, a once in a lifetime opportunity, one could say, to completely revolutionize your life and embark on a new timeline, one that you will design from scratch, no longer from drama, trauma, panorama. So that's what I do in coaching. And the last process, of course, is manifestation. I teach you energy work. This practice completely turbocharges your manifestations. There's nobody under the sun that teaches it like I do. I know this for a fact because I've developed this myself, okay? Since I was a child, I've developed this technique, and especially it works for people who have a hard time focusing or have anxiety and this and any others. So it works for everybody, and I'm really fucking proud of my achievement. Not for nothing, because it really does help people. And if you embark on this journey with me, allow yourself to be open-minded, unless you can't be, in which case, we just simply don't resonate with each other. And allow yourself to really, yes, come hungry for change. These are the people that excel in my coaching, but I mean excel. Okay, that's the person. If you're dealing with depression, I really do sympathize. But, like canceling appointments, being late to appointments, if you can't even like be organized, which I'm very fucking organized, then don't worry about it. Then coaching like right now may not be for you, right? So it's a structure, but we need to respect the structure so that we achieve results, right? That's what it's all about. So if you're not there yet, and if you're not really feeling like you could maybe accept certain really harsh truth. You're not really there yet. You just need to take care of your day to day. I sympathize. I am not a therapist though. So there's a distinction. In coaching, I'm allowed to tell you the truth exactly, however harsh it sounds. I'm not never going to disrespect you, but I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you either. I don't think that's why you're paying me. Okay, if I was like, you can go to another Barbie doll with a blueberry pie in her hand, coach somewhere, I don't know where, of the internet with glitter in her hair, and she will tell you all the lies. I'm here to deliver results, and I'm assuming that's what you're paying me for, like I say. So parenthesis here, for those of you who want to coach with me, I would really advise to book as soon as possible, like right away, because I am getting booked up, and also to pass this feedback along of a couple of my clients who have booked 3 months with me together, and in the installment option, apparently that's a better deal. So that's what they asked me to share with everybody, and I'm doing it, okay? So the installment links are, again, in the description if you need those, and on my website. And also, if for whatever reason you can't figure out how to download the coaching agreement off of the package, I have posted a file that you can download under coaching agreement on my original website, magicandmiracles.com, because I have a separate website that is linked directly to YouTube with the packages, but the original website is where you have all the information, all the reviews if you need to read those, etc., etc. And I'm constantly uploading them, like whenever I have a chance, new ones. Not new ones for the website, but not like different clients from years ago and this and that, off of YouTube. But you will be able to find that all the information is there, and you can download the coaching agreement off of the coaching agreement section. Okay, because my new website, it's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna be completely honest. Wix has beautiful qualities on one hand, on the other hand, really fucking annoying in the way that they do design. And whenever I'll get to like creating more options there, all it's for is for you to be able to book off of YouTube. So if you're one of these people, you see, you just click, that's easier for you, beautiful. That's what it's for there. And other than that, all the information you'll find on the original website. So that's what I wanted to also mention. So the topic of today is what the 3P doesn't want you to know. So this is third party, in case some of you don't know. This is an interesting topic because I thought about myself, whenever there would be third parties, and there were, certainly. It's in certain relationships of mine in a very distant past now. Seems like a century ago. I think the number one thing that to address immediately, right, is that you don't look at them as external people. Like, I don't know why, but in my case, I never looked at the third party showing up as an external somebody trying to invade my life. Like, they're not on their own. They're not autonomous. They're completely part of this energy, part of the story, part of the setup. So in that sense, like when I even got to meet some of the third parties, okay, I know that's another story for another time. The drug addict ex was so, flamboyant and utterly disgusting that he actually introduced me to his other lovers. That was a fun ride. Actually, the girls were okay, actually. I was like pleasantly surprised. Not all of them, but yeah. Anyway, so that was fun. But my point is, I never like held a grudge against that person. Or I never it wasn't about that person. It was about something that was going on with me. So I think that is really, really important to point the power arrows, okay? As I've spoken many, many times and continue to speak about it, the power arrows have to be back on you. Okay, it's a world of one. You're Neo, like I said last time. This is completely becomes a one-woman show or a one-man show when you understand you literally hold the key to all the decisions. So at some point, a decision was fucking made, all right? Let's just be real and honest that I'm not enough and they're going to find somebody else. And it's like happens in my coaching that people tell me these stories like, oh my God, like 5 million times over. I thought about it. I really hated the idea of it, and boom, they showed up. So this is, again, how powerful you are. The arrows of the power are on you. So it is not, you're never the victim of the situation. So just create this understanding. We're working with a movie here. You're a producer and a director and a star and the script writer and the idea maker and everything like that of your movie. You're just observing the result of your energy. So this separation, by the way, I wasn't going to get into this actually, but fuck it. We'll go with the channeling process, right? As I always do. This separation is mandatory for your happiness, not to identify with the creation. Like, okay, this is just, excuse me, if you made a really shitty cake, let's just say, when I was very little, I was like 6 or 7 or something like that, and they let me bake a cake. Why? I don't fucking know. Like, where was my mother? Who knows? And the cake turned out total shit. But you know what? Next time, I knew what to create, how to create better. So it didn't discourage me. I didn't start complaining, oh, look at this shitty cake. No, it's just, okay, so it's just a creation. I am Modigliani, okay, I am Monet, I am whoever, and I'm painting a masterpiece. This is my goal. If the first time around you don't receive what you want, fucking discard this canvas, try again. This is what the multitude of parallel realities afford you, the situation. So it has never, the conclusion should never be, in other words, like, I fucked up, I'm a failure, I'm somebody less than, You already have enough of this from your mama drama panorama. So I want you to start entertaining this ideas like, this is just a creation, this has nothing to do with who I am, my value that I represent in this world. My value is, I'm a trillionaire. It's not even like measured in money. I'm unlimited. That's my fucking value. This shit show right here, it was just a poor creation. That's it. Uninformed, maybe disorganized, all that kind of stuff, but still creation. What the 3P ultimately doesn't want you to realize and doesn't want you to know is that you have all the power. You've created the shit show. Just like you created the shit show, you can uncreate it, okay? By completely unplugging that energy, that belief system that resonated with this person showing up, and, now your fear is staring you in your face. Or you thought that you were worthless, or you thought that you were less than, you thought that they would choose somebody else. By the way, the whole mechanism of automatically assuming that they will choose somebody else is worth examining. Again, I've been there, and this is why I can speak to that. It's worth why do you automatically assume? That's your constant automatic assumption. Like for me today, it's so foreign, you don't even understand. It's always me. They're always going to choose me. Like, duh, like who else? And even if like some people say I'm arrogant, well, yeah, I get to be arrogant in my world. I do because I don't think that's arrogance. I think this is just determination, you see. Determination to have your way to win. Not at the expense of others, not disrespecting others or anything like that, but I will win, goddammit. So people who get pissed off at these kinds of people, have other kind of issues. But why do you accept automatically that you will be replaced by somebody? See, you must assume something is wrong with you, is where I'm driving at. And that is worth examining 100% in coaching. Some people, it takes them a minute to dive into their unconscious and present some kind of a statement. Maybe they heard it from their mother. Maybe they heard it from their father. Maybe they heard it from their boyfriend. Whoever they heard it from, they've internalized it on such a deep level that it now resides in these like deep, dark forests of your unconscious mind. Like you could have been a child and this idea first was presented to you. Now you can't even verbalize it, you see. But it's just a sentence. Then at some point it comes up and you're like looking at it like, wow, I believe that. I actually do believe that. Because people want to hurry up and start thinking positively already. That's the bubblegum bullshit side of coaching. The superficial, the quick fix junkies, I call them, okay? There is no fucking quick fix. Underneath it all that garbage is still there, that unprocessed and completely unresolved. So don't worry. Like, you can sugarcoat shit and it still be shit. It still be a pile of shit. Okay? Sorry for the gross analogy, but kind of gets to the point. So reversing that idea would be job one. Why are you assuming? A lot of people who come to me in coaching and a lot of you listening assume automatically something that is not based in reality. Just if we're not even talking metaphysics, it's not actually based in reality because, well, first of all, what's reality is multitude of versions of reality. But that it's not even factual, that what you're afraid of, you see, that's, also a deep dive right there. Why would you automatically go to this conclusion rather than assume, yes, of course, I can have anything, anyone, and mean it? So don't hurry up and start like, yeah, I believe it. But to me, it's more productive to examine why don't you believe it? Because the 3D doesn't lie. In the minute that your mindset really truly clicks in and adjusts itself, even if it has been 5 minutes, okay, since you really like downloaded that knowledge, like I'm the one. Nothing happens without me, but nothing. No leaf turns in the air, like nothing. Like all of this is a setup. I chose it. I'm choosing it somehow. My job is to find out how. It becomes a very kind of powerful moment. You need to realize this moment and bring it into then the 3D is going to change, but momentarily. Because now you're in a different reality. You've just shifted. I mean, when I'm talking shifting realities, I think people just think like, oh, it's a nice idea or something. No, you're literally in a different world. Like from that moment, everything is different. Everything is different. So do you want to think positively or actually do the work that is to be done for the 3D to adjust? So I feel like also a lot of people just sugarcoat shit to themselves, not for nothing. Oh, no, everything is fine, everything. Well, okay, well, if everything was fine, then the 3D would reflect it, right? So let's talk about why it's not reflecting. When you unplug somebody's energy, somebody's idea, some kind of belief associated with unworthiness, I don't deserve it, I won't be able to hold on to this, they will choose somebody else, all these ideas. When you unplug and change that energy, they are going to disappear like overnight, the 3P. It just works. You're no longer accepting. It was your job to not accept this in the first place, but you didn't know. So if you're not accepting an idea anymore into the belief system, the blueprint that's going to print your life, like print the film in the camera or whatever, however you want to say, print the film for the movie, all right? If you're not accepting a component, it isn't going to be printed. You are accepting it on some level. So all you have to do is unplug. I no longer choose this. I consciously do not choose this. I consciously know that I gave power to this fear, and this is fear personified, staring me in the face. In the minute that I let go of this fear, this person is completely going to disappear. When you let go of fear, they're going to disappear. There you go. It even rhymes. So easy to remember. In other words, what the 3P really doesn't want you to fucking know is that they depend on you, on your energy for survival. In the minute you cut that energy off, you unplug them out of your system, finito, basta, party's over, motherfucker. That's how it works. You're getting pissed off about it. You're getting worked up about it. You're giving it energy that it doesn't deserve. And it lives. This idea will live on for the rest of the fucking life, okay? But why not just choose to unplug? Entertain another idea. What if I was the chosen one? Not for nothing. A lot of you also really want to get your shit like yesterday, but at the same time, you're afraid to accept you're good. There's also an element of that. So some of you may be suffering from this kind of like syndrome of not accepting your own good. I mean, I understand, I sympathize. Like I said, I've been there, but something to examine. So nothing innately has power in your world. Nothing, no one. Okay? You give it power out of your own power. Now think how crazy this shit is, right? You have your own power as a master magician of your universe. You're the only one. And so you choose to give away your power to a third party person because of your own insecurities. Just let's take a minute here. Let's pause, right? Your own creation. You're getting pissed off with your own creation. You don't have to give it any more energy if you don't like it. You don't like it, done, but just don't dwell on it. Again, chuck that canvas in the garbage. They're going to take it out with recycling, this and that. And off you go to your brand new canvas. What do I want to paint now? What kind of energy I want to introduce? It's going to live off of your power, whatever you introduce energy to. So in the minute you're not accepting this as a part of your story, in the minute your focus has changed entirely onto what you want versus what you see right now. Okay, looking at what you see right now is a fucking waste of time. Can I just tell you something? It's a waste of time if you don't prefer it. If you prefer it, like, gaze at it all day, I don't know. Maybe you live by the ocean and this and that kind of deal. I still prefer freezing New York, not for nothing. I would get so bored on the beach. I'm not a beach person. Anyway, so side note here. Looking at what you don't prefer is a waste of time. Why? Because it's time consuming. It's energy consuming. Take away the power. It lives off of your power anyway. In your head, it should be a done deal. They just dropped them. They walked away because I just realized what I'm worth. Okay? Get clear on your values. Making yourself the number one of your values. I have value. Some of you don't feel like you do. Like you truly hold value. Like when I say this word, is like the root chakra, is it balanced? Or are you kind of like shivering and twitching and whatever? Are you really present? Are you really claiming this golden Buddha status? Right? So realizing your own value and radiating that out into the universe, that's aligning with a new timeline. Naturally, you are exposed now to this energy that will evoke out of you these assumptions, okay? Different assumptions. I have value. I deserve it. They're dropping the third party. They're so ashamed they made the wrong choice. I mean, this, of course, telepathically, you're all going to learn in my coaching how to communicate to your SPs. But that you have this gift already, I mean, it's obvious. This is how you created this third party in the first place. Just like you gave power to this creation. In other words, just like you were confused about how it came about, how you can get rid of it, just because you assumed that this was real, that this is on its own and you have no say in the situation. Like they somehow are more powerful than you. This is what I hear a lot in my coaching. How is that so? No, they're not. They're in your world. Thus, you're more powerful than them. Just like understand that shit already. So they on their own, even though they appear like they have more power over your SP or something's blocking your SP to cut them off, and no, you are the one animating that. You are animating that third party being more important. You are animating your SP being indecisive. You are doing that shit. I want you to claim responsibility for what you've done. Not in a blameful way, but just take accountability. Take inventory of what has gone on thus far. You're in a laboratory of your life, playing around with these wonderful energies in the sky, in the ethers. Why did I say the sky? In the sky also, but here on Earth. So take inventory, right? Build a chart. Be kind of like scientific about it, and be like, okay, I did this. This came out, right? But just like you gave it the power, gave the 3P the power and assumed a different kind of story, you can fucking reverse that shit. You can be like, bitch, be gone. Be gone, bitch. And like snap your fingers like that. What? It's gonna work, but only if you believe it. Like the whole pre-pavement to arrive at how to create a powerful energy that completes something on your behalf. And I teach energy work for this reason to multitudes of people. Let me know in the comments below if you want to just take a standalone class or something on energy, because I get a lot of requests. But if I introduce it, like I would want to do it for like maybe 10 people, 20 people, something like that. Anyway, comment below if you want to take that, something like that. So building that energy up and being able to just assume, yeah, this person is gone, I'm uninviting you, kind of deal. I'm rewriting the story. My fault, my bad, as they say. I messed up, my bad. I'm in the playful mode today. My story was whack. Now I want to say something completely different. They are making changes. My SP is making changes with the 3P because of me. Ooh, now that's fucking powerful. Now we're fucking working. Now we're talking. They're making changes because of me, because I got off my ass and started realizing my value. I've transmitted that to them, that I am more valuable than anybody in the world. They want to be with me and they're making changes because of me. Even though it took them a long time, parenthesis here, you're the one who took a long time in assuming that you're more valuable than you thought you were. Even though it took them a long time in the 3D, now is the moment that I change the situation completely. But radically, you can change this fucking person, this situation, and of course, your SP. Radically. Radical change can happen overnight. Don't look for logic. Everybody's so invested in fucking logic. Even though as I admitted in my FAQ audio, I was scientifically inclined whilst researching on my own journey the metaphysics and manifestation. Even the researchers and the scientists and the neuroscientists and the scientists in general will tell you there is no fucking logic. Okay, there is no logic because they're parallel realities. They're catching up to the spirituality, but nevertheless, kudos to them. So rewriting the story becomes your job. It's an in-house job, as I always say. And the powerful declaration could be, I am his home. I am his heart. He belongs to me. There are many different things that I can teach you about energy work, but this is very much, again, reconstructing your own personal value, your beliefs, and then getting to work on you believing that you could be that powerful because you already are. You already are. The incessant affirmations are really not necessary. I know that I have an audio, a very old audio on my channel. Affirmations are like magic spells. But when I was recording, parenthesis here, that audio, I did not mean like these people that do 10,000 of them. I actually meant like one time kind of deal. I just spent like maybe in the morning and at night, okay? That's what I teach my clients. It's not fucking necessary. You will never jam your head enough with affirmations if you don't do the work. Like it's, again, sugar powder on top of pile of shit. It's far more productive to do the work on yourself and then introduce an idea and watch how magically and powerfully and absolutely mind-blowingly it will come about in 3 seconds. You can have your SP in 3 seconds if you're ready and if you're aligned with that parallel timeline. How long does it fucking take to jump? It's split second. I don't know. Literally, there is no time. You're there now. You're there now. You're there now. Kind of deal. This is all, continuously you have all these opportunities. Right. So you're the only one with the power in your world, and it's within your right to take any power you thought that person had over some circumstances that were not beneficial to you. You have every right to take that power away because you're the one who fucking gave it in the first place, okay? Now, two very important things. I'm leaving the gold, true gold, for last. You know, the root of all of this, though, is worth examining, like I say. And in most cases, 99% of the cases, you are recreating this on a loop from not receiving a parent's love. In a lot of cases, it could be motherly love. So unavailable motherly love. And you're reproducing something being unavailable to you. It doesn't even have to be a third party as a person. It could be a circumstance. It could be a job that they have to take and they can't be with you, and all these kinds of situations. A third party could be whatever, your family members and this and that. But whatever you're creating, understand that you're creating it out of your consciousness, and that this is based in idea of you can't have what you want, that you are not entitled to this somehow. If this came directly from your mom, they don't even have to verbalize this, by the way. Nonverbal communication is way more fucking powerful than any word. I mean, of course, words can really hurt and damage people. But nonverbal communication, this assumption in which a person acts, is far more powerful. It's like, yeah, this is how we do things and this is how it is. Don't you know? Like, get with the program kind of deal, you know? They may have acted in a very powerful way. Even, again, the intention could have been benevolent. Nevertheless, it could have affected you non-verbally to such a high degree that you don't get what you want. You don't get my love. You don't get my attention. You have to really please me hard. Or, I will be very upset, but there's no end to that. Right? There's no end to these kinds of ideas because usually people who program their children this way, not for nothing, the unavailable love, either it was an oversight, maybe there's some circumstances, but generally speaking, the mother herself had issues. Let's just say it that way. There's certain issues. And the way to overcome this, and make peace with this, in short, and I had to do this for myself, is acceptance that this, first of all, the acknowledgement that this did happen, this did affect you, however benevolent was the intent, again. And in some cases, it really wasn't. You're trying to masquerade it as benevolent, but underneath it really isn't, what it is. And some people have a hard time arriving to that, even acknowledging that. But you owe this to yourself at this point. You've done this for such a long time and it hasn't worked because I think the universe is waiting for you to make peace with the reality of things, is that you didn't get something that you were supposed to, okay? And it's quite all right to acknowledge that because the acceptance of it then heals it. It heals it. I had to come to terms with my own mother being a narcissist and just accepting that she has issues. Maybe valid, right? Like, maybe, I don't know. She's never really shared anything dramatic with me. To the best of my knowledge, I knew her mother. My maternal grandma was an angel. But whatever, maybe she has her reasons. But my job was not to argue anymore. My job was not to try hard. My job was to accept this for myself. Like, I could not have been any better of a person to her. Many times I tried, do. At some point, you just have to come to the conclusion that, yes, I did not do anything wrong, and this was wrong what you put me through. This alone will help you because you're finally accepting yourself. You're stopping to try to make up for what you didn't get. You realize, I'm never going to get it from this person. I'm just not. So I should just stop trying. The best idea in this case is to give it to yourself. And how do you give it to yourself? I teach this in coaching. You take care of yourself. You invest in yourself in every which way possible. At this point of the game, you're an adult. You're able to make changes. You're able to go to coaching. You're able to, go do pedicures and manicures and bubble baths. All of this pays off tremendous dividends because you're starting to create your story from scratch. Okay, but the acceptance of it, that somebody fucked you up, okay, for the lack of better word, this was fucked up. It gives you peace. It gives you peace. It's like, now I'm calling black color being black. I'm not arguing that it should be white anymore. There's acceptance in it. This happened. I completely understand that she's not well or whatever. She has issues. She has whatever. Narcissism, whatever it may be, I'm not really interested. I'm not trying to fix that wound. It's healed. So that would be my recommendation. And a lot of people who come into my coaching have the same issue. And that's really powerful that I wanted to share with you. And the second thing is, it really has to be believable to you that someone would make changes for you. And I know this is probably a lot of you are people pleasers, like I always say. To some of you, it will be unfucking believable. It will be like me, little me in the corner. No, I never get my way. Cannot be like that. Again, you need to build up to sending out the energy on your behalf to complete something incredible. This is manifestation. You're not starting out with, I'm this little person, not important. No, it has to be totally believable to the point of it's automatic. Yes, of course I can have what I want. Yes, of course they're going to make changes for me because now I'm thinking differently. Not just want to think differently. I want to stress this, okay? Underline 300 million times. Not just want to think differently. I actually am feeling like this person who automatically assumes they're going to want me and they're going to want to do whatever for me. Before I denied myself of this opportunity, but now I'm reintroducing it. And the most important part, and I'll close with this, it has to be okay for you to be able to express yourself. Some of you may be in a situation where you don't feel like, if you let this person go, in other words, maybe they're between you and somebody else, okay, and they're seeing both of you, or whatever the situation, maybe they're not seeing both of you, but the other person is still lingering. Whatever the case might be, expressing yourself, it has to be an okay thing to do. Standing up for yourself. In other words, don't be afraid to say, you know what, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. You want to go with this person, fuck you and goodbye, kind of deal. Because you don't want that version in the first place. But most importantly, don't be afraid to express how you really fucking feel instead of being afraid to lose them. You're already in a situation that you don't want. You might as well express yourself. Okay, so it has to be okay. But the difference is, and this is so subtle, but will set you up for success within your manifestations of any kind, on any given day, in any situation. The difference is, when you delivered what you delivered, when you express yourself, you don't need to be nasty. You can just say what you really mean, by the way. But the difference is in how you think people will take it or took it. So in other words, let's just say you expressed yourself and your assumption automatically, since you're not accustomed to expressing yourself, is, holy shit bananas, did I just fuck something up? Or whether they're going to think that I'm crazy or da-da-da-da. If this is your dialogue, that's exactly what they're going to think. And if the interpretation and the assumption is that I stood up for myself and it's very well received, I'm leveling up my game and they're getting the message and they're respecting me for that more, that's the reality that you will live out and experience. Because the truth is, you can spoil the most benevolent person if you accept too much, if you do too much. So it's time to pull back and realize it is up to you to put complete kibosh on the situation, as they say. Today could be such a day. But if you're not in a state of believing and accepting it the way that I've described it, there's some work to do and it has to be okay. But guess what? You're eradicating a whole fucking pattern out of your life, not just this one person. I mean, let's just say you get into another relationship. You eradicate this third party. You get into another relationship. You'll reproduce that third party again. It's just going to continue on a loop until you get rid of the idea that's reproducing that idea on the screen of your space. Remember, just because it was unavailable for the entirety of your life, you could say, doesn't mean it cannot get available immediately if you don't make it available yourself with your power. All the ideas that will come into your world, they depend on you. They solely depend on you. Remember, you're creating them from scratch. You're literally Modigliani in act. And so making yourself, again, the priority, making yourself value number one, and disregarding anything that you have kind of seen thus far, what has been going on. On a day such as today, you can flip the script and start seeing changes within your reality when you give yourself back the power by deciding on a new story completely. And then the story can go like this. I said, bitch, be gone. I snapped my fingers and the bitch was gone. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.